Hey everybody, this is that German guy Josh Runquist, and I'm here with Autarch from Lightning Swords of Death, who's going to be opening for Melechesh and Vreed here at Pavs in Spring Lake Park here in Minnesota. I was about to say Station 4 at St. Paul. How's it going tonight?
It's going good, man. I don't think we've ever played this place, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, it's actually my first time being here too.
Oh, really?
Yep.
You've never been to a metal show here before?
No, never. This is actually my first time here at Pavs. So.
It's a. Do they have a lot of metal shows?
I normally know it more as like a cover band kind of place.
I know that the gig was switched.
Yep.
Originally, it was supposed to be somewhere else.
Yep. Station 4 in St. Paul, Minnesota, where most of the metal shows around the Twin Cities usually go to.
Oh, okay.
And then the fire marshal came and shut the place down due to ventilation problems.
I hate that.
Yeah. It was like when bands would say they were playing the hottest venue in North America, they're usually talking about Station 4 because you'd be dripping in sweat by the end of your set.
Considering the amount of fog we pump our stage with, it probably would have choked some people out.
Possibly so, yeah. I mean, usually when you go to a show there, you usually see the walls dripping, and no one's even around them. So how did this tour come about?
How did it come about? We recently partnered up with Rock the Nation Booking after kicking our last booking agent to the curb, and we kind of had no booking agent and no tours for quite a while. We were kind of regrouping and wanted a new guitar player. We needed 5 people to do this album, and so found our guy, trained him, initiated him, and we had talked to these guys before, and we knew that they were putting together a booking agency, and we've just been kind of waiting for the appropriate tour, you know? The thing is, with the music that we make is there's not a lot of touring acts that perform live black metal. Like we're really influenced by a lot of bands that just fucking don't play live.
That's true.
And so it's a little hard to find an appropriate act. And so there was a lot of like wait, you know, them offering shit and us being like, nah, that's not gonna work. Melechesh is cool, and Vreed is cool, and this was gonna work, you know. And so that's how it came about, you know. Like we just wanted to get out and tour the record. We're really happy with the way the record came out. Wanted to go out as a 5-piece and wreak havoc, you know.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I was going to say about the tour. I love that it's varied as well. I mean, you don't have 3 of the exact same bands playing tonight, which is
they're very different bands.
Yeah, very much so.
Vreed and Melechesh are night and day, and we're completely different than both of those bands. And I think it, you know, I've been to a lot of black metal shows where everyone's really playing the exact style of music, and it gets a little redundant. I don't know if you've ever been to a war metal show, and it's like you really. It's hard to tell who's who, you know. It kind of blends into each other. So anytime we can have something where each band really distinguishes their style from one another, I'm into it. I don't want the audience to get bored, you know.
Oh, exactly.
And I think it's a cool show. I think it's got a very eclectic group of bands that have a similar energy but express it differently, you know?
Oh, very much so. And those are my favorite type of shows to go to, is like it's still all metal, but it's all varied and dynamic.
Yeah. I actually, you know, like I mentioned, we have trouble finding acts that we want to go out with. But I think I'm actually open to mixing it up a lot, you know? Like I'd be into going out with like a goth band, you know, like a Chelsea Wolf or something, or like a neo-folk act, you know, like something that works together but is completely fucking different, you know. But what's funny is that like that paradigm doesn't work for me as far as like going out with like I don't want to go out and tour with a metalcore band. I'd rather eat my scrot than do that. But aesthetically, if you can, I'm really interested in more curated shows. But the business side of booking versus the curating artistic side of kind of putting together something really magical and perfect, they're not coming together, you know. So for future gigs, we're going to continue to try and push that. It's just hard to get on the road and get things going, but I think opening it up to like more than just black metal, but just stuff that aesthetically works and complements each other, you know?
Yeah, I mean, that's when when I first heard you guys a couple years ago, I could have sworn that you guys would work good with almost anything besides just black metal. I mean, you could go out there with some death metal stuff, you can go out there with some thrash metal, or like even what you said, like some folk. It could also work under the right circumstances. I mean, that's what I love about you guys. Is like you got oh, absolutely, and the new album's absolutely killer. I've been playing it on my show, and it's been getting a lot of good response.
I'm glad we're getting rotated on your show, man.
Oh, absolutely. I love to support the bands I really truly care about.
Well, we are fucking dependent on folks like you with good taste in music spreading the word, you know.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm glad to do it.
We're fucked without that. It really is nothing but people talking about music that's making people listen to music.
Oh yeah. Although it is a double-edged sword when it comes to the internet, because it's helping it helps people discover the music, but a lot of times they don't go out and buy the music, or sometimes they'll go to the shows and other times they won't.
It's a thing right now, and a lot of people don't want to hear about it.
Yeah.
But I'm very interested in technology and trends that are born of said technology, and a lot of bands. See, the thing is with metal is that it's kind of like there's a collector level. It's very much like a comic book nerd, you know, in the sense where like you want fucking vinyl. You buy 2 of your CDs to like one to spin and one not to. But there's a lot of people that aren't like that. I've known uncountable devoted Hessians that like don't want any more clutter in their lives, and they literally just have a hard drive dedicated to metal. And you know, nobody likes to hear that,
right?
But that represents a lot of people. There's a lot of people right now that haven't bought music forever, but they listen to these bands all the time on YouTube or some internet outlet, and try to find a way to like, address that demographic is it'll drive yourself fucking crazy doing it, you know, like at the end of the day you just want people to listen to music, and if you create a compelling product, people will want a hard copy of it.
Oh yeah.
And I think it forces you to give it all, you know, like to make beautiful art, you know, to make a CD. I fucking hate CDs. If I had it my way, the new release would not be available on CD. You know, like I would prefer it to just be cassette and vinyl only. But you know, we're on an indie major that like still believes in CDs. I think people are still buying CDs abroad, and that's probably why they feel that way.
Yeah.
But I'm all about fucking vinyl and cassettes with download codes. That seems to be, because I know people that do that. They buy vinyl even though they don't even own a fucking record player.
Oh yeah.
Because basically they're just going to be listening to MP3s, but they want to have a hard copy of it.
Oh yeah.
If you're gonna collect something, there's nothing more beautiful than collecting like a 180 gram vinyl.
Oh, absolutely.
Gatefold fucking conversation piece in your collection. It's like there's no comparison. CDs don't last, they break, they're fucking, I hate them.
Oh yeah.
Fucking hate them. Makes me crazy. Every time I hear a CD snap in my collection under the weight of another CD, I just get physically ill. I'm like, why the fuck do I have these things? But you know, it's gonna take some time before people just stop making those pieces of shit.
Well, I think it's not too far away from actually happening. I mean, like, the most dedicated fans out there are just like what you said. They either get the MP3s or they get the vinyl.
Right.
Yeah. And cassettes are starting to make a comeback as well.
They are, and I think the reason for that is probably that it's really cheap to produce cassettes right now, and you can include the download code for iTunes, and people are really lazy.
Oh yes, I've
And
noticed that.
it's a lot easier for someone to send out to receive a promo from a label and then upload it to Mediafire or whatever, however people fucking download shit, put it on a torrent, and then everyone's downloading for free. Cassette, I find it's a little bit harder to find free music that is cassette only.
Oh yeah.
Not that there isn't a geek out there that's gonna set up their cassette player and burn a cassette
Right.
and rip it. That happens all the time, but not as frequently.
That's right.
You know? So that's part of the allure probably as well. I just want to keep making music.
Yeah.
I'll use whatever medium which is called upon to realize it. You know.
Well, it's so very true. I mean, that's the most important thing, especially when it comes to metal, since, you know, the sad fact is, especially in America, metal is one of the least selling things out there for music. So anyone that wants to go out there and actually buy the music, I mean, if someone wants to go out and buy something that you created, that's a great feeling.
It is. Is it the least selling?
It's got to be up there.
Somebody collecting pop music,
Right.
They're not buying vinyl, and are they still buying CDs? Is Rihanna selling CDs, or are people just ripping it or listening to it on Spotify or fucking iTunes? I don't know.
It's a combination of both, really. I mean, like, the most people out there who buy physical copies is metal, but it's one of the least accepted around here.
Right.
Yeah.
But I do find, because of the geek out collector aspect of a metal fan, that it's probably one of the few genres where people still will even buy a CD, will buy the vinyl,
Yeah.
and take care of it and love it and be happy to have it. You know?
Yeah, I mean, I do that too. I mean, I'm fortunate to be in a position where I get like promos for CD or for albums that come out and put on my show. But if those bands come to town, I still want to buy a copy of the album. I still want to get a T-shirt, support the bands. Yeah, because even though I'm promoting them, I still want to be able to help them out too, especially when they're touring.
We just recently, our first release, The Golden Plague, it's been out of print for a while, and with this tour we opted, 5 minutes? Yeah. We opted to re-release it on cassette because we could afford it.
Yeah.
But they've been going. People are stoked to have it on cassette. It's funny because that release sounds a lot like we recorded it like at the bottom of the ocean, and now it's on cassette, so it'll sound even more like it's in the bottom of the ocean. You know?
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited about it.
Do you have it here tonight?
Oh yeah.
Oh, awesome. I gotta pick one up then.
At only $5, man.
That's it.
Yeah.
How could I not?
How could you not?
Yeah.
It's the easy sell.
Yeah. But going back to the latest album, how did the writing process go about?
The writing process, it kind of went like this. The action of performing a specific act of ritual magic took place. It was the massive chaos and the invocation of Baphomet, the massive chaos bee, which is a chaos magic ritual. And it's been done. We've done it a few times, but the last one had a very distinct effect and resulted in the lyrics to Baphometic Chaosium being written like almost like during the process. And so that kind of became the jump off, and from what I experienced during this period, it became kind of like a devotional love letter to Baphomet. Baphomet is all of the aspects of our reality given form, given an anthropomorphic shape. It's man, woman, it's particle, it's wave, and it's an excellent means of finding some mysterious answers to some mysterious questions. And when you kind of like allow the universe to fill you, it leaves residual information within you, and that information, its voice was found on this record, and everyone fell in line and was into it. And so it kind of once that intent was assigned to the work we were doing, it gained considerable momentum. You know, we knew we wanted 5 people for this record, and we got Inverted Chris in the band, and which he was already a friend of ours for a while, and we've been wanting him to join our ranks, and it worked out perfectly. So we're all very happy about it, and it was a fucking horrific experience to record. Like, I mean, talk about chaos being unleashed. It was, I won't even go into it, but the level of insane fucking problems we had. All right.
Okay.
Was crazy. We can actually continue after if you want.
Oh, sure thing. To be continued. Okay.
But I guess it's kind of interesting to have the before and after interview.
Oh, yeah.
That's good.
I could edit it so it seems like it's one interview, but I think it'd be cooler just to do like a before and after. Yeah. All right, so back with part 2 here for Lightning Swords of Death. I just got done seeing these guys just a little bit ago, and they put on one of the best metal shows that I have seen in a very, very long time. And I just want to say, I try to be, but also it's just like I love the energy that you guys brought. I love the dynamics of the sets, and it was just like one of the best opening sets I've seen in a very, very long time. And I hope you guys bring it back sometime to do a headlining show if it's all possible.
We'd like that, you know. I mean, we just it's all about finding the right acts to hit the road with, you know. Like I said, it's difficult because it's a genre where most bands would rather like play the occasional fest rather than do rigorous touring, which we're getting more and more to look at doing that. But at the same time, we love fucking with people, you know, and we play shows where people aren't really expecting what we do. It's kind of fun to preach to the unconverted and to psychically terrorize them, you know?
Oh yeah.
And you know, we've played some very strange shows in the past where like nobody had any idea what was gonna happen. You know, like stuff where we're playing with bands that they're not even a metal band, and then we come out and fucking decimate the audience, and it's a good time. So we're not opposed to that, you know?
Yeah, and I think that brings for like some of the best shows too, because of just what you said, like people who are at the shows who don't expect that type of music at all could just be drawn into it just from one live set.
I think so. I think what's different about this style of music is the intent and the content of the music and the art. You know, it's motivated by something bigger than the performers performing the music. It's something bigger than the room. It's bigger than the earth. It's older than the earth. You know, and when you're motivated and you're filled with that energy, something different happens on stage. You know, and that goes for like any kind of music. You know, there's a lot of like folk music and traditional music from different cultures, and because they're possessed when performing these dances or rituals, they're entering an altered state of consciousness through ecstatic dancing or chanting of mantras. And I think black metal is the metal version of that, for lack of a better explanation. I mean, it's not party rock, you know. We're not like there to have a good time. We're there to. It's a cathartic experience, and I think it awakens things in people that they didn't know that it was sitting inside them. You know? So there's a genetic memory written in our DNA. There's a leniency to a certain philosophy that's been forgotten and pretty much like chased away by monotheism and a lot of brainwashing bullshit. I mean, popular religion is like pretty much a giant psychic attack on the human race, and has stunned our development in a catastrophic way. And every time we play our music, you know, I'm hoping to just chip away at that. You know, and if somebody feels a little something different during our set, then we're happy. You know?
That's a great way to be too. Before you went onto the stage, we were talking about the new album and the writing process that went along with that.
Right.
Could you elaborate a little bit more on that?
Well, I could. I think what I would say is that. Have you seen the video?
Yes, I have.
The video is kind of an explanation of it. The video is kind of designed to almost as a crude instructional video, if you will. For the inquisitive mind that views the video and wants to know what is happening, they have the option to study it, and all the information that they need to understand it is there. It's all spelled out. You have to do a tiny little bit of work, but it's been designed so that anybody that can operate a computer, anyone who has that ability can do a little digging and set themselves on a path to understanding the actions that are taken in that video. We didn't want to just make a fucking music video. We wanted to do something that we believed in and something that would proliferate the paradigm and of chaos magic or even just magical thinking. And I think it works. And also the song "Where I Lay Worm" is also, if somebody reads the lyrics and studies them, it is also very basic instructions on how to create a crude servitor, which is a sort of a non-tangible entity that you can direct and assign certain actions that an extension of your will. We're all about spreading the paradigm of magical thinking because we would like to see things return to a more pro-human way of thinking. I don't think that Christianity or Judaism or Islam is very pro-human. I think it's a great way to control people. And it's a great way to keep people terrified of their free will. But I think that time is dying and we're entering a new age. And that new age is hopefully going to realign us with our original true free will. And so if we're going to make music, if we're going to go tour and talk to people, I want to destroy this world. But when I say that, I mean destroy the current worldview. You know, I'm not saying Lightning Swords is going to do that single-handedly, but every little bit of directed thought helps to do that. I've noticed and it's kind of ridiculous, but a lot of this is happening already because of all these bands. Okay. All right. Cool. I'm being called away.
That's all right.
Admiral Kane has entered the room.
That's all right. It's been an absolute honor to be able to see you guys for the first time live, and be able to do this great interview. Just one last question: is there anything else that you would like to mention that we have not brought up yet?
Not really. Just that the continued support of fans of this kind of music is what makes it possible for us to tour and to spread our message, you know. And so we thank everyone for their support and hope that people that don't know about us will look into it and check us out.
Ah, very cool. And once again, I just got to say it again, one of the best opening metal sets I've seen in very long.
Thank you very
much.
much.
And I can't wait for you guys to come back.
We'll be back.
All right. And once again, check out Lightning Swords of Death if you aren't already familiar with them. They are fucking badass. This is that drummer guy. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. This is Autarch from Lightning Swords of Death. You're listening to that drummer guy.